next
Take it away.
at 11.
It's crazy. It's sad. I'm really sad for the people in the apartment.
Several people displaced tonight after a 3-alarm fire breaks out at a San Francisco apartment building and spreads to a local business.
The 11 o'clock news on KTVU Fox 2 starts now.
Crews have now managed to get that fire under control. It started in the city's inner Sunset neighborhood. Hello again, everyone. I'm Julie Haener.
And I'm Mike Mibach. The fire first reported at an apartment building on 8th Avenue. It quickly spread to a hardware store right around the corner on Irving. And at one point, 100 firefighters were there at the scene fighting this one. KTVU's Amber Lee live tonight at the scene there in the inner Sunset with more on the developing news. Amber, what's the latest?
Well, we're at the intersection of 8th Avenue and Irving Street, and let me tell you, there is still a very active scene out here with firefighters keeping an eye on those buildings that were damaged. The fire chief tells me the fire broke out at 8:15 tonight in a multi-unit apartment building. It spread to a second residential building and the back of a hardware store, damaging both. We spoke with the owner of the store.
Well, I was sitting on the couch with my father watching the Giants game, and we got a text message from a friend of ours. Gave us the text and jumped up and drove down here and saw the news and saw the windows busted out. It spread. The building that, our hardware store is, I guess the back room and the break room, I guess, caught some of the brunt of the damage.
Fire officials say 100 firefighters and more than 30 rigs responded to the scene. I asked the fire chief why the massive response.
Because it involved 3 buildings, we absolutely need that many firefighters. Because we live in such a densely packed environment, we want to make sure that we have enough firefighters for each building and to find the fire and to be able to extinguish it.
You're looking at a live picture of one of the 2 buildings that had damaged, the residential buildings. People from at least 12 units were displaced. Luckily, no one was injured, and the fire chief tells me it could have been a whole lot worse. Live in San Francisco Sunset, I'm Amber Lee. Mike?
Hey, Amber, it started at the apartment building. Is this like a kitchen fire or something? Did the chief kind of give you an idea of where this might have started?
All they would say is started in the back of the building, likely on the 2nd floor. They do not have a cause at this point, and that the Red Cross is on scene to help the displaced residents.
All right, Amber Lee, live tonight in San Francisco. Amber, thank you.
Vallejo police held a town hall meeting tonight telling residents about a new plan to stop answering many calls from alarm systems. The chief said most of those calls turn out to be false alarms, and with a staffing shortage, it is a drain on officers' time. KTVU's Jenna Katsuyama attended the 2-hour meeting where community members weighed in.
Vallejo residents told police at a town hall Tuesday night the police staffing shortage is causing major safety concerns.
I have 2 neighbors who had home invasions and were on the phone with 911 and were told no one was coming.
Many in the crowd said they've had a break-in. Vallejo Police Chief Jason Taw told residents the department's patrol division only has 30 officers for the entire city. And while the department is authorized for 132 sworn officers, there are 50 vacancies.
We just don't have the ability to respond to everything, so we have to figure out how to respond a little more smartly.
Police say one way to maximize resources is to stop responding to most alarm calls. Data shows between 2020 and 2022, police received more than 10,000 alarm calls, and 98% of them were false alarms. The chief says each call requires 2 to 4 officers. Under the proposed plan, police would respond only to verified calls that come from witnesses, manually activated panic alarms, silent robbery alarms, and video alarms that show crimes in progress.
We're suggesting that this false alarm rate, which is taking up about 115 officer hours per month, can be used in other ways to properly benefit the community.
We can't afford to reduce anything in this city that has to do with safety.
Some residents said they oppose the proposal and worry it will make Vallejo a target for crime.
If you're not going to the alarm, how do you know that it's a false alarm?
Marco McLeod, a resident and owner of the Grind Cafe, said small break-ins might seem minor, but are costly and making it hard to keep insurance.
Well, I'm really concerned about hearing that, putting it out in the streets, because as criminals, like, oh, it's open season in Vallejo now.
The police department says they do plan to have a second town hall meeting the last week of August so that more people from the community can weigh in. In Vallejo, Jana Katsuyama, KTVU, Fox 2 News.
New at 11, Fremont police are asking for the public's help tonight locating a missing woman. Officers say 53-year-old Shazia Pakakale was last seen just after 8 o'clock this morning in Fremont's Cabrillo neighborhood. She's described as being 5 feet 5 inches tall, 165 pounds, and of South Asian descent. She was seen wearing a black dress and either a black or purple scarf. Anyone with information is asked to contact Fremont PD. In the South Bay, the Santa Clara County Sheriff's Office says they have found the car of a missing teenager from Saratoga who disappeared just over a month ago. Katie Schneider's white Honda Accord was recovered yesterday on Skyline Boulevard near Castle Rock State Park. The 17-year-old was last seen leaving her home on July 5th, and the family says surveillance video captured the car on the side of Skyline Boulevard at 1:34 in the afternoon on that day, and then driving off a few minutes later. Anyone with information is asked to call the Santa Clara County Sheriff's Office.
Police in the East Bay have arrested a man suspected of vandalizing a newly opened bar. Police say they arrested 65-year-old Eladio Santana on suspicion of grand theft and vandalism. They say Santana vandalized and stole power tools from Bentley's Mobile Bar in downtown Martinez just days after its grand opening. He's also accused of tampering with the water and internet lines. Santana has prior convictions for vandalism and arson.
Also in the East Bay, a man has been arrested accused of robbing a bank in Berkeley. Police say 57-year-old Alden Moore slipped the teller a note demanding cash at the Mechanics Bank located on Shattuck Avenue yesterday afternoon. Officers say he has previously been convicted for robbing another bank, and he was arrested a short time later at the downtown Berkeley BART station. Trains were briefly stopped yesterday afternoon.
New at 11 tonight, an investigation concludes that San Francisco supervisor Shaman Walton harassed a sheriff's cadet, violating city policy in an incident at City Hall last year. Surveillance video showed Walton confronting the cadet after being asked to take off his belt at a City Hall metal detector. The cadet, Amari Butler, told KTVU that Walton repeatedly used a racial slur and threatened him. The Chronicle reports the city's human resources director wrote to Butler saying a further review supports a finding that Walton behaved in violation of the city's harassment-free workplace policy. It appears unlikely that Walton will face disciplinary action.
Tonight, the Chinatown Merchants Association had a ribbon-cutting ceremony to celebrate the restoration of the iconic Grant Avenue lanterns. Those lanterns were damaged in the storms last winter, prompting community leaders to start a fundraiser. The Robert Joseph Louis Memorial and Alaska Airlines also helped with the project. The restoration is said to signify wealth, fame, and prosperity.
When you want to see the lantern, it's a symbol of life, a symbol of celebration, a symbol of happiness.
And the lanterns will also serve as a light for those who live and work in Chinatown, illuminating the streets at night, providing an extra layer of security for those around.
Still ahead tonight, 2 deadly shootings in Oakland just minutes apart. The frustration among community members this evening.
Also, a Bay Area-based EV company is declaring bankruptcy, the industry-wide issue that continues to create challenges nationwide.
But first, West Coast Wrap is up in 90 seconds. An update from officials after video surfaces showing 2 California 7-Eleven workers beating a would-be thief.